Hello everyone, welcome back, and today I am sharing with you some really easy spring DIYs that are so simple and so easy. Anyone can do it. Simplicity is key here on my channel, so grab some things that were thrifted, maybe something that you have at home that can be updated. I have updated quite a few pieces that I've already owned. I have been thrifting recently, so I've been having a lot of fun of updating my thrifted finds. So again, very simple, very easy. If you guys are ready, let's just go ahead and get started. I am going to start off with this beautiful jug that I picked up from the thrift store for $2.99, and for that kind of price I could not pass it up. And I know that this color here is very trendy right now, but unfortunately it does not fit in my home, so I will be giving it a little bit of a makeover to make it more of my style, something that will look really beautiful in my home. So I started off by wiping off this piece to make sure it's clean, good to go. I'm then going to grab some sandpaper, sanding block, whatever you have on hand, rough it up, give it some texture, because I will be going to paint this and I want my paint to stick on it and have something to grasp on. So I'm using this mushroom champagne color that I found at Hobby Lobby, and this color is so beautiful, so stunning. It looks so beautiful here in my home. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint over this, and at first it looks very scary, nothing sticking, but I had to come in with at least 3 coats. I came in with 3 coats, and I think painting this was the best decision I've ever made. It brought out all of this natural texture that it had that I wasn't able to see when it was this burgundy color. So after about 3 coats later, it looks something like this, and the color turned out beautiful. You can see the texture that it originally had that I wasn't able to see with the dark color, and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna come in with this warm buff, and I will be putting this on my little plate that I'm using for coloring. I will also be adding a little bit of water here to dilute this color, and this is basically going to create almost like a whitewash if you've ever whitewashed furniture. Same thing, we're just diluting the paint here. I will be then grabbing a napkin. I'm gonna fold it in several pieces just where it's easy to hold, and I'm gonna dab it in our diluted paint, and I will be dabbing this all over my pot. And I love this technique. If you guys have seen any of my DIY videos, I use this technique all the time. It just makes your items turn out so beautiful. So what you're gonna do is just continue to dab until you like the way your kind of piece looks. And of course you can go in with different color tones, different color variations, but I thought I was going to go ahead and keep it very simple with just this color here. For my next project, I am bringing in this beautiful canvas that was gifted to me, and I love everything about it other than it has no texture. And like I said before, if you guys have seen my other videos, I have used this on other canvases throughout my home, but basically what I'm going to be doing is using Mod Podge to create texture. And let me tell you, I have done this a handful of times, and this is the new and updated version. So here is what I learned, is that you cannot be stingy on the Mod Podge. Use as much as you need. You know when they say less is more? In this case, more is more. So the more Mod Podge you add, the more texture you add, the more you'll be able to see it once it dries. So previous times I would barely add any Mod Podge and it would barely show any texture. So this is the new and improved version 2.0 of how to give texture to your canvas. As you can see, I've completely drenched this canvas in Mod Podge, and that is exactly what you want to do if you want to create texture. Now, if you have never worked with Mod Podge before, don't freak out just yet. This will dry absolutely clear. So anything that you get on your frame or on the sides, it is basically like clear glue. So it will dry clear. Now this next DIY is an oldie but a goodie. This lamp I have DIY'd in previous videos and it was months ago. I absolutely loved it, but it is time to give it a new shade and a new color. So I'm removing the lampshade. We're gonna get rid of that, and while I loved my grays back a couple months ago, I am just not feeling the grays anymore. This lamp just has so much gray in it, I cannot handle it anymore. So to warm it up a little bit, I'm coming in again with my warm buff. You guys, I love this color. It's just the perfect color for my home. So again, doing the same thing as I did before, I'm going to be diluting this with a little bit of water, and you guessed it, I will be dabbing it all throughout the lamp. Now this is going to give it a very subtle warm texture. It's not going to be like in your face, but it is enough to cover up the grays and make this lamp more of a warmer toned color. And of course, I went on Facebook Marketplace and found a beautiful pleated lampshade for free. So I took the advantage, I hopped in the car and picked up this lampshade. So this right here is such an easy DIY. I mean, repaint what you have, add a new lampshade to give it a new look, and it's as simple as that. Now that the lamp is dry, I am setting it here and I'm adding the new lampshade, and this really transformed the lamp. Up next, I have another lamp that I will be DIYing. You guys, I love to DIY lamps. This one I picked up for free also on Facebook Marketplace. So you guys, this is your sign. Make sure you're on Facebook Marketplace every day, all day. And that is truly how you can find really beautiful finds. But this lamp here is very simple. It's kind of bland, and well, I think it could use some updating, if you will. So I will be starting off by taking off this lampshade, and we will be DIYing one here shortly. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this lamp some texture, and usually I would go in with some paint and baking soda, But today I was feeling, you know, a little adventurous and I decided to try something new. So I did have this wall texturizing spray here in my craft bin, and you know, you use this for the wall, and I thought, why not try and use it on this lamp? So this is an experiment, we're trying it together, but let me just tell you, it really did give it the texture, okay? So if you want less texture, I recommend holding this spray back farther. Make sure you cover everything because this thing goes everywhere. Alright, about half an hour later, this texturizing spray is now dry, and you can totally leave it the way it is, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring out this territorial beige, and let me tell you, I wish I loved this color more than, I just wish I loved it more. I just feel like this is the most, I'm sorry, poopiest brown I've ever seen in my life, but because this was a free lamp, I didn't spend anything on it. This is an experiment, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow through. And let me say that I did not like this brown. I didn't like the color, the shade of this brown, so I am going in again with my warm buff because this is my, you know, my go-to color, and I'm gonna brush this on top, hopefully to cover up this brownness, but luckily it did not cover everything because now what's happening is I'm getting kind of a color variation, so you can still see the dark brown peeking through, which I actually kind of like. Like, this texture is pretty heavy. It does make it look like it's made out of stone or some kind of rock, and I'm all for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish painting this lamp, and then I'm gonna go in and dab with some black paint because I felt like it needed some dimension. And that's all I did. I was just going back and forth with many different colors until I did find something that I like. Now while that dries, I will be attempting a pleated, DIY pleated lampshade. Now this paper here is more of a poster board paper. You can find these at the dollar store, and I've seen actually people use fabrics to create lampshades, but I am beginner over here. I'm gonna start simple. I'll be just folding this piece of paper back and forth until I get this pleated look, and you can always use a ruler and measure your little pleats out, but I was not gonna do that. I just eyeballed it, and for my little lampshade I used about 4 to 5 papers. So again, this will vary on how large your lampshade is, but after I glue these all together, I just want to put it on top kind of like this so you can kind of get a rough picture. So to connect these papers together, I will be using my handy dandy hot glue gun, and I'm just placing these pleats over each other, and if you do it right, they should be able to fit in the same pattern so it doesn't get disrupted. So I'm just going to continue to do this until I connect all of my papers here, and then I'm gonna connect them again in the end to create a circle, and I am just gonna go ahead and stick this bad boy straight onto my lamp. Now I did go ahead and add some little bit of hot glue to my lampshade so that this piece right here doesn't slip and slide, and honestly, for the price, I'm not mad about it. I think it turned out very, very cute. Hope you enjoyed today's video, got some ideas and inspiration on how you can DIY some of the items you have in your home, or maybe some of the thrifted items. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to see you next time.